Welcome everyone to a brand new episode of Behind the Wheel, a show dedicated to all drivers and couriers using the Uber app out there. My name is Maria Fernanda, and I love being here with you today because we have a very special guest. The moment I saw her on camera, I couldn't help but smile. And she has an amazing voice, an amazing energy, an amazing vibe. I'm sure everyone is going to have so much fun with today's episode. So you can know by now that she's an amazing woman who's been driving with Uber for a while now. So we're also going to ask her to share a few tips about what it's like driving with Uber. How does she manage to survive the crazy cities in our world? And also how she spends her time outside of Uber. We want to know everything about her. So please welcome Maya to the show. Hi, Maya. How are you
I'm
today?
doing great, Maria. Thank you so much for having me. Oh my God, I'm excited.
Yay, we're so excited to have you here. Thanking you for joining us today. We know that your time is extra precious, so we love having you here with us and sharing all your positive energy with us. So to kickstart things, to kick off things, I just want to get things started. Please tell us about yourself. Tell us who are you, what are your hobbies, how did you start driving with Uber, and how long ago was that?
Okay, so I'm Maya, as you've already stated. I'm from New York City. I started driving Uber in 2018. So I guess that's 5 years. My math isn't that great. I believe that's 5 years. The reason why I started is because I'm a professional actress. And also, I started partnering with Uber the same year I went back to grad school. So I really needed like flexible work because I had a really rigorous school schedule. So that's how that started.
Okay, nice. So, yeah, we all know that those pandemic years messed up with our
Woo.
schedules, calendars, and year count. So, if you say 5 years, that's 5 years. That's okay. So, wow, a professional actress, that means that I can assume that you have so many amazing stories and experiences to share. But thinking about regular day to day life, if that even exists, how does a day in your life look like? How is it like driving with Uber? How do you prepare? Do you have a plan? Like, do you decide that you're gonna drive up to a certain amount of time or until you've completed a certain amount of
Mm.
trips or reached certain earnings? What do you do before, during, and after you click go?
Well, for me, it's determined based upon how much money I'm going to need for that week. And it's also, and even more importantly, based upon my availability. Because I do so much work in like acting, and like I said, I was in school. Um, I had to decide like, okay, when can I drive today? What time can I start? What time can I finish? You don't really have that flexibility and that luxury with like average work. So thank God, I get to even make those decisions. But yeah, I usually before I press go on the app, it's based upon like, okay, how much money do I want to make this week, and what does my availability look like this week? That's how I decide.
That's very smart. And it seems like you're always on the go, like
Yes,
going from point A to point
girl.
B.
Yeah.
Um, and so please share your wisdom with us, with everyone listening right now. What is one thing you would have liked to know on day one when you started driving with Uber?
I guess I would have liked to know, like what we refer to as a heat map, which shows you like the hot spots and like the hubs where most of the money and stuff comes from. So I wish I knew more about that, because if you are familiar with those specific areas, you can generate more income. So that's probably like one thing I wish I would have known going into it.
That's a great
Yeah.
advice. So, and we're definitely gonna dig deeper into that and work on making it easier for everyone driving with the app to
Mhm.
use those
Yeah.
features. Because after all, they're there to
Hmm.
help with their experience driving with the app. So thank you for sharing that with us, Mia. And do you have any other advice that you want to share with drivers, especially with women drivers?
Well, yeah. So, if I could give any advice to other Uber drivers, I would say to make the most of your income, you would need to be really intentional with your schedule. Uber is so autonomous that there's nobody to tell you when to start and stop, and it's like you really gotta be intentional with your timing. It's really easy to be like, don't feel like working all day, or I don't feel like working this week. You know what I'm saying? And there's no overhead, there's no boss or whatever to force you. You know what I'm saying? So you have to um, put on your big boy pants or whatever the case may be, and be really intentional about your schedule if you are serious about making a decent income. Now, as far as the ladies go, that's an entirely different conversation, Maria. I don't know. Let me look at my Apple Watch. I don't know.
Go for it. Give it a try. Tell us one or two
I
tips.
mean, well, God, safety first. And I think a really like throwback tip is, which has been stated to many rideshare apps, is to make sure you confirm your customer's name before they even enter your vehicle. And vice versa, customers get that tip as well. Like, make sure that your Uber driver is your Uber driver. So that's my first advice: to make sure your customer is not some rando hopping in your car, right? And secondly, from personal experience, I realize a lot of people like to exchange personal information. What happens is, if you are a really, really friendly Uber driver like me, I got a big personality, I'm always smiling. It can be easy to mistranslate that as like, oh yeah, she wants to date. Like, let's exchange numbers. Like, no, I'm just really friendly. So I think that for my fellow ladies out there, just keep your boundaries up, because somebody might try to overstep, and just for your own safety, and for your own, I don't know, safety. Just don't overshare, don't tell anyone where you live, don't give out your personal cell phone number. You can communicate through the app, you can text your customer, you can call your customer. So there's really no reason to give out your personal information, and you just never know who you're dealing with. Yeah.
Those are great tips. I'm so glad you did share them with us. And I'm also glad that we're on the same line,
Mhm.
because safety at Uber is definitely a
Yeah.
priority. We talked about that in our previous episode, and for sure, we're gonna keep mentioning it, because when it comes to safety, our work never stops, and we want to make sure that
Yeah.
women, men, kids,
Yeah.
everyone feels safe on our platform.
Absolutely.
And that's everyone's job. Like, it's a two-way
Yeah.
thing. So thank you for sharing that information. It's so valuable for everyone, especially for us
Yeah.
women out there. And Mia, if I got this right, are you driving an EV, an electric
I
vehicle?
am not driving an EV. I'm so sorry to disappoint. I have a very humble Honda. She
You could not disappoint.
I have a 2023, so she's new. But I have a Honda. It's not electric, no.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Maybe any insights on if you've thought about it? Would you consider it?
I have thought about it. I have a couple of friends with Teslas and things of that nature, and I always inquire the charging process, and how much it costs to charge, and I'm not completely sold just yet. Like, I definitely appreciate um, how it affects the environment and the world overall. But I just gotta make sure my coins. I gotta make sure my coins are intact first. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would love to,
Yeah,
contribute to the healthiness of the environment. But it's so new. I just need to kind of transition into that a little bit. Need more information.
I understand. I understand, and I agree with you. It's a transition
Mhm.
for all of us. Even like at the city level, even we need to make sure there's infrastructure and that it's easy for everyone to
Yeah.
transition there. And we're working on that, Mia. We'll have more updates on that
Okay.
soon. And going back to the Uber app itself, what do you think of it? Do you think it's easy to use? Do you have a favorite feature, a favorite product? Uh, or is it terribly difficult?
No,
Like, be
no, 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 no.
honest, keep us
It's
honest.
definitely not difficult at all. No, no, no. It's really easy to use. I don't know if I'm saying that because I've worked with Uber for 5 years, so that might be coming. Like I feel like I'm a veteran at this point. But even in the beginning, I don't ever remember the app being difficult to navigate. I mean, the prompts are right there. It's really easy to use. My personal favorite feature, because I deliver Uber Eats. One of my favorite features is the timer. Okay, because customers will, they do not care. They will make you wait, baby, and you're not going to sit here and waste my little time. So the new function that allows 8 minute timer to go up, that's probably one of my favorite because I'm like, oh yeah, that's perfect. And even when you're picking up customers outside of Uber Eats, just regular Uber pickups, there's the timer for them as well. If they're like, hold on, putting on my shoes, and like 10 minutes goes by, it's like, come on, bro. Like, and there's a timer for that. There's a timer for customers that say, oh, can you take me to this location? But I need to go inside Walgreens real quick. I'll be right back. Like, there's a timer for a lot of things, and I really appreciate Uber because those timers were not there when I first started in 2018, and it really holds customers accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, the customer's always right, and the customers come first, but without Uber partners, there's no Uber, right? So you got to look out for us. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Uber has our back with those features. Those are my favorite. The timer, baby. I got to go. I'm from New York City. Time is money. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Whew, child.
Yeah, I understand. And once, a few years ago, I tried delivering with Uber Eats too,
Really?
and I can tell that it's difficult. Like there is a certain challenge in finding the person, the entrance to the lobby. Um, where should I drop the
Mhm.
food? Should I leave it here or wait for the person? But I felt that it was really helpful to have the instructions on the app saying like go around the building, or whenever a person drop a
Mhm.
note like leave it with the
Mhm.
doorman. So yeah, I agree with you, that timer definitely made a
Oh,
difference.
yes.
And I think that you just stole my next question, which was like if there was a new feature that we didn't have
Oh.
before that you like now. So is there any other feature that you want to
You know what?
share with
Yes,
everyone?
it's in the same vein of what I just mentioned. I would personally love if there was also a wait timer for restaurants. Because I get to
Okay.
restaurants and I'm like, hi, how long for so and so's order? And they're like, oh, it'll be a couple of minutes. And I learned from that mistake because restaurant couple of minutes could mean 20 minutes. And it should be a instant handoff, right? And I give a little grace sometimes depending on the business. But it's like you're gonna make me wait for 20 minutes. I don't get paid for that time if I decide to cancel, but then I don't want to cancel because I've already invested so much time waiting. The customer doesn't care that you're gonna do this and they're not even tipping you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's really unfortunate, and not all restaurants, but there are specific really popular restaurants in every state and every town all over the United States and all over America, quite frankly. Like there's always like specific popular restaurants that are really busy, long lines, you know what I'm saying? And restaurants like that, I think I think having a timer would really benefit the Uber delivery person courier, because it'll eliminate time waiting, and that would be great. I would love to see that. I would love to see that, and it also holds the
Thank you so
restaurant
much for
accountable as well.
Of course. Thank you so much for sharing that insight. I'm learning so much with this conversation. And rest assured, our team is taking notes. I'm taking notes.
Ooh.
We will make sure that like this goes to the right person.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, Mia. And to end this beautiful and fun conversation on a high note, I'm curious, especially like driving in New York, being a professional actress, having driven for so long, do you have any great rider stories? Like, has anyone famous popped up in your car, or with or without naming names? But or what's your favorite rider story so
Well,
far?
I the closest to a celebrity that I came in contact with was the band of Alessia Cara. Do you know Alessia Cara? She's a pop star. I forgot what she had, a couple of singles back in 2018 and 2017. But I think that's probably the closest that I came to celebrity. I was actually dropping off her band to her concert. It was really cool because they had the credentials to get us through, and the parking lot so they can get to the band only entrance. So I felt kind of special. I was dropping off her band, and as a singer myself, I knew they were a band because they were wearing all black, and they had it. They had instruments, but I couldn't tell they were instruments because they were in bags. But I saw the all black. I was like, I wear all black when I'm singing. I was like, are you guys a band? They're like, yeah. I was like, who do you play for? They're like, Alessia Cara. I was like, oh my God, she's such a star. But yeah, that's probably the most like celebrity s trip I've ever done. Um, and then I remember, so I was on The Voice in 2018, which was another reason why I joined Uber, because after 2017, I never worked another 9 to 5 in my life. So I became a singer and went to school, blah, blah, blah. And I put that in my bio. I put that I was on The Voice, and it was in 2018. And one of my writers, he's like, "Oh my God, my son loves The Voice, and he loves Adam Levine." And I was on Adam Levine's team and Alicia Keys, but I was on Adam Levine. So he was like, "Please, please get out your car, please sing for my son, sing for my son." I was like, "Oh my God!" I was like, "Mister, I look like death and a half right now. I got on my chancletas and my sweatpants. I have on one lash." He's like, "Oh, please, please, please." So I got out my car, and it was the cutest little like 6-year-old boy. He was like, "Son, she was on The Voice. She was on Team Adam Levine, whatever." And I sang for him, and it was just a really, really precious moment. I would never ordinarily get out of my car for anyone. But it was the guy. It was actually a husband and wife, and they were really, really sweet people. And that was a really unforgettable moment for me as an Uber driver.
That's really sweet. And it seems like when it comes to celebrity stories, you are the celebrity, Mia. I cannot wait to see you on stage. Please, you have to let me know when you're going to be
Yes,
next.
I'm actually doing a show in New York City from October to January. It's not a Broadway show, but it's in the Broadway district. So I'll be right next door to the Lion King and the Wicked people and the Hamilton people.
Nice. So you're there. Congrats,
Thank
Mia.
you.
That's
Thank you so
amazing.
much, Maria.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this time. Is there anything else you want to share with our audience today?
I don't know. I mean, the only thing I would share is if you are a type of person that appreciates flexibility and autonomy, I think you should consider working with Uber. Or, yeah, I think it's a really convenient job, and if that's your style, then I think this would be great for you. That's pretty much it.
That's amazing. And get behind the wheel, right?
Yes, get behind that wheel, or bicycle if you're doing
Yeah,
food.
definitely, definitely, and get that energy going. Thank you so much,
Thank
Mia. This
you.
conversation was amazing, so much fun. I cannot wait to talk to you again, and also to see everyone else on our next episode of Behind the Wheel. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Remember to hit subscribe, share, comment, enjoy.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Maria.